I was literally singing Sony's praises for like a week, but never mind. The Vita video for a second. Let's talk about Project L. It is Project Q, yes, but I'm sure you can see the joke here, as I'm sure you can see the joke in its existence in the first place. Now, what do we know? Release date? No. Price? No. Function? Steam Deck, but less. Switch, but less. Everything that you could get in the tablet I am using to read this script, but less. But probably more expensive, because they didn't drop a price. We're just going to jump to the price thing here, because I'm pretty sure they didn't drop a price to see how things went. We've gotten to the point where social media has a genuine impact on how companies do things. So they're probably like, yeah, see what they think. But even that was a flippin' stupid idea. I don't know. What's going on? What happened here? Rather than kind of just hate on it and say, what happened here? This is a stupid idea. I kind of want to just put my head in the Sony boardroom and why is this going crazy? Just try to understand what might have actually gone wrong here. You know, what conversations were had. Because I'm sure they had a reason. I'm sure they had a point. I'm sure this was discussed by people who know what they're talking about. So, you know, let's try to just relate here for a second. Now, the first thing is the Vita still lives. Obviously, Vita means life. I did a whole thing on it. It's a thing. I would say the Vita as a console is still comparable to the Switch. It is a portable console that allows you to play games comparable to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation of home consoles, which is still to this day pretty impressive. I'm thinking Killzone, Liberation, I'm thinking Gravity Rush, I'm thinking Borderlands 2, even if it's a bit shit, the port, but you know, you can overclock it and it's fine, but I don't recommend it. That's a different thing. Either way, that handheld and the fact that it's cracked as well, I don't think they'll probably do better with the security if they were to do it again, but even still, I don't think that next step has happened yet for Sony, and I don't think they feel like doing a Vita 2 just because of how bad the Vita went in the first place. I don't think they respect the homebrew community enough to take that as a reason to carry on with another handheld. But yeah, option number one. Option number two, the Switch dies. It's like not even it's a dead joke that the Switch is dead. Like, yeah, it's very limited. It's a 2017 tablet. Tears of the Kingdom runs at like 15 frames, blah, blah, blah. Very sad. Whatever. As much as technology's come far, if you look at the more, I want to say third-party handheld developers that are trying to get into the handheld space, even the stuff that they're putting in their handhelds isn't doing a massive amount, and it's still incredibly expensive. I'm thinking the GPD, is it the Win 400? It looks like a Vita, but it's not. They have the AYN Odins and the Loki things, the Norse god handheld things. They're really expensive, and they definitely match, well, they do match the PS5 a lot of the time, the Xbox Series X in price, which for a lot of people is I don't know. The whole cloud thing, probably because of the internet developments. Yes, in the UK we are, I don't know if we're getting better Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi's been cutting out a lot lately. I might have to get on the phone to Virgin. Aside from that, no, it's usually pretty good. When I was doing PlayStation Plus stuff, cloud streaming, it worked fine. So, you know, I'm sure, but if it does just that, I don't know yet. Third thing, the industry thrives, meaning we have good controllers that are good. Why spend when we suck right now? That's actually what I scripted. But my point is, parts are expensive. Even parts for the Vita, I'm guessing, yes, because it's discontinued, are expensive. Getting the PlayStation 5 controller repaired, I have sent that back twice because fixing it and opening it and buying a new one, no way. I can imagine with the chip shortage, I don't know if that has anything to do with controllers, maybe it does. There will be other parts that are scarce right now. I can imagine spending on research and development for a separate project. Maybe they're already working on the PS6, so they didn't even consider that in between. It would take probably more money than Sony sees it being worth because they gave up on the Vita so early. This was probably, or it could have been, not a necessity thing, but like a why not thing. We have an abundance of controllers that don't work since we've had to replace so damn many. Why not cut them in half and put them on a tablet? We can probably go to the same people who make the Switch, take the tablet, just, change the firmware. It's all good. It's all good. They haven't mentioned anything about the internals, I don't think. Of course not. They barely even mentioned the price, so not really much to go off that. The final option here is, I'm completely wrong. This could be a great idea. Sony could know completely what they're doing. I could be a stupid guy on the internet just talking shit for views. That is 100% a possibility here. But if we take into account my dedication to Sony thus far, and even my love for the Vita, which you can see, precursoring this, listen, I stopped editing my Vita emulation video. The first emulation station video did better than a lot of my other videos. I stopped editing it because I was so insulted, right? As much as I do this to get the clout and the views, I care about this shit, and that hurts. So I'm on pause. I'm on pause because I've heard that Sony know how fucking dreadful this was, and they're going to fix up. And there's going to be a little summon announced sometime soon. I don't know, it might be a rumor, it might not be true. But if it is, I want to see something here. I'm going to need some source because the Vita 2 would slap, and you know it, Sony. I'm talking to you. Jim Ryan, you look at me. Look at me. I want it. We want it. We'll buy it. I'll pay for it. I'll do it. If they drop a price at this showcase and it is more than 300 quid, I'm switching to Xbox because that doesn't bode well for the future, and Fable's coming, and that's important to me. So, dude, I'm so upset. What the hell, man?